and welcome back to the Vuvuzela. Today we're chatting to Fiona Crago from Fiona Crago Real Estate, and we're going to be chatting about all things property. Welcome to the Vuvuzela, Fiona.
Thank you, Mandy. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolute pleasure. Tell our viewers how you actually got involved in property in the first place.
I actually got involved in property by default. I was actually in the motor industry and was asked to come and join real estate. I'd actually resigned from the motor industry because I'd had a bit of a personal issue, and decided to then try it out, not really thinking that it would be my kind of thing. And the bond rate at that stage was 25%. It was in 1995. And I did my first sale 2 days later, and the next one another 2 days. So it was on the Monday that I sold the first one, and on the Wednesday I sold another one. And of course the colleagues weren't too chuffed because they were all running around with their heads hanging because things weren't that great. And here comes a little rookie, and I thought, well, this is easy, much easier than delivering a car and having to worry about PDIs and things. So yeah, that's how I got into it by default.
Well done, that's excellent. And how did you get into your own business, Fiona Crago Real Estate?
I was with Pam Golding for 10 years, from 97 to 2007, and I just decided I needed a new challenge and went on my own, and the company was established on the 12th of July 2007.
So your birthday's coming up.
It is.
Wonderful.
In a week's time.
And how has property been in Ballito and the surrounding areas for you prior to lockdown? What has your focus been on? Has it been sales, commercial, residential, rentals? What's it been?
Obviously, mostly sales. We're not really involved in rentals. We've done the odd rental, but we mostly sales and marketing. It was excellent. We were having a brilliant year. We were flying on all cylinders, and then suddenly there was this massive shutdown, which we've all had to get used to.
What have you been dealing with in lockdown, the issues of lockdown? Sales going through, not going through, buyers and sellers? You must have had your work cut out for you.
The lockdown has actually been good for us in terms of honing our skills and getting our social media sorted out. And you know, when there's adversities, it's you learn a lot in that place.
Yeah, businesses had to adapt. Is the situation that we find ourselves in, is it a buyer's or seller's market? What is the market showing itself to be at this time?
It's most certainly a buyer's market. It's been like that for years.
Reasoning why it's a buyer's market?
The bond rate's definitely in our favour, but it's just been like that for absolute years.
So for the poor sellers?
Yeah, the sellers have always had to be realistic with their prices. And when they aren't, their properties don't sell until they drop their prices, and invariably it's after the purchasers have bought elsewhere. So they need to be more realistic with their prices.
Yeah, I think you've said exactly that, is that sellers have been used to asking ridiculous prices, and they're not getting those sales, losing many opportunities. Are you finding during lockdown that inquiries you're getting are from people wanting investment properties, or is it still your normal people moving from one home to another, maybe downscaling?
Definitely residential. It's immigration. They're moving from Joburg, Cape Town, all over the country. There are also foreign buyers. Those are obviously more investment, but it's most certainly the majority residential sales. People are moving to where the weather's better, we're near the airport, and it is the up and coming area. It's the fastest growing area in the country.
And there's obviously lots of developments out there that are in the process of being built, and as you say, the growth in this region is phenomenal. Are people still looking for residential homes, as in freehold, or are you finding they're more interested in properties that are easy lock up and go, or apartments?
It's a mix of properties. Most of them want freehold in gated estates. But there's a lot of the youngsters, a lot of them are overseas on the yachts and that they're earning dollars. So they're buying investment properties in gated estates off plan where the transfer duties included, obviously VAT's included, so transfer duty is not payable. But I would say the majority are residential properties and in gated estates because people are worried about the security.
Fiona, if you could give any advice to buyers and sellers out there, what would it be during this time in lockdown and coming out of lockdown?
It would be to invest now. There's no time like the present. The bond rates are in our favour, and property is always a good investment, much better than any other investment. Long term, well, you're looking at a minimum of 5 years. You should make some kind of gain. So yes, definitely property is the way to go.
Thank you so much, Fiona, for joining us today on the Vuvuzela. It's been an absolute pleasure seeing you again. Thank you so much for joining us today, Fiona. I think you've given great insight into property during lockdown and what you've been up to in your own business. So all the best to you going forward.
Thank you, Mandy. Thanks for inviting me.
To our viewers, we'll be sharing Fiona's details with you and be in touch with her for all things property. From the Vuvuzela team, goodbye, see you next time.